Lads, FIFA 21 is finally here. We have the full, unrestricted version of the game. Oh, I'm so excited. But today, we're going to have our first challenge video of FIFA 21. This is the Random Nation Challenge. So we are going to be taking over Crystal Palace. Don't ask me why. And in a second, I am going to be randomly drawing out a nation. And our goal is we're going to have to build a starting 11 only of the players from that nation we draw. And the goal is to win a Premier League title with Crystal Palace. Bring that title to South London. Oh man, I'm hoping we get a decent footballing nation. I do not want to get drawn with some random African village. I don't want to get Madagascar as the team that we have to build the team around. I don't even know if they're in FIFA, but you get the gist. But lads, we are on the absolute grind towards 400,000 subscribers before the end of the year. So if you are new around here, make sure you bloody scorpion kick that subscribe button down below. We are absolutely smashing out the FIFA 21 career mode content. Okay, so I have gone back to the kickoff menu, about to hit the random button. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit square 3 times. So 1, Germany, I would like that. France, I would love that. We're with Brazil. Brazil is the nation we have been drawn. Honestly, Germany, France, or Brazil, I would have been happy with either of them, but we have to now win the Premier League title with players only from Brazil. So as you guys can see, this is the starting lineup here of Crystal Palace. Believe it or not, no Brazilians in South London. Well, at least at Crystal Palace. I don't know if Millwall or any other South London clubs have any Brazilians, but no Brazilians at Crystal Palace. And this is the man to steer this ship today. Random McRando is the manager of Crystal Palace. He's got that blonde mullet. He's got that CD mo. He's everything I wish I was and more. Need to sell on some players to get some decent finances to start building out this Brazilian core. The first player out of Crystal Palace is James Tompkins, headed to Borussia Mönchengladbach for £4.65 million. James McCarthy, also out of Selhurst Park, headed to Bordeaux in the French League. Our first signing to Crystal Palace is going to be Lucas Paqueta, the Brazilian midfielder from AC Milan. He's been linked to Lyon heavily in the past few weeks, but he's coming to a different club that rocks blue, red, and white. It's Crystal Palace, £12.5 million. And James McArthur has single-handedly broken Bilbao's Basque-only transfer policy, the Scotsman signing with Bilbao for £4.45 million. Selling Czech Kouyaté as well to Leicester City, virtually selling every player that isn't Brazilian that has a little bit of decent value. One of the star players at Crystal Palace, Luka Milivojevic, is headed to Naples, sunny, beautiful Naples, for £19.1 million. And our second defensive pickup has been for Luis Felipe, the Brazilian centre-back signing from Lazio. Probably paid a little bit over, but the thing is with Brazilian defenders, there's 2 or 3 players that are around a similar rating to Luis Felipe that I could actually afford. Otherwise, you move up to the very, very expensive Brazilian defenders like your Marquinhos. So, Luis Felipe joining us here. Joel Ward is headed to Wolves for £6 million. I mean, in real life, I think Wolves are doing their own Random Nation Challenge, and I think they were drawn Portugal. Jordan Ayew is gone, off to Galatasaray. 10.7 mil, I'll take that. Wesley, the Brazilian striker, making the move from Aston Villa down to Crystal Palace, £14.6 million. And Mamadou Sakho is signing with Valencia. I've got to say though, Mamadou Sakho has one of the creepiest player faces, like star heads, in FIFA 21. Why are you giving me those eyes? I'm feeling a tingling sensation, Sakho. Nah, that's proper sus from me. And Jeffrey Schlupp out of the club, off to AS Monaco. The departures keep on coming and they won't stop coming. He's gone to Lille for £4.55 million. And we have made an upgrade at the left back spot. We've headed to Augsburg and picked up Iago, the Brazilian left back, 75 rated, 23 years of age. I'm honestly interested to see how some of these players grow, because in the vast or the little bit of experience I've had in FIFA 21 career mode, it seems like players grow quite easily even if they don't have the craziest potential, which is interesting. So we bring in a left back and sell a left back. Patrick Van Aanholt headed to Leicester City, linking back up with Kouyaté. And Andros Townsend is continuing the trend of English players headed to the Bundesliga, signing with Leipzig for 9.5 mil. We have splashed the cash here. I think this is our most expensive pickup yet in this video. It is Vinicius, the Brazilian striker, coming from Benfica, £31.4 million, 79 overall, 25 years of age. Might have paid a little bit overs for him, but very interested to see how he goes. Continuing to get the Brazilians into the club, it is Tete coming from Shakhtar Donetsk, £14 million. Hopefully he can be the next Willian. So there we go. Selhurst Park has turned into the Copacabanas of Rio de Janeiro. £106 million spent on Brazilian talent. £92 million of Crystal Palace talent out of the club. But this is now what the side looks like. We've replaced about half of the starting 11. Still a lot of work to do, a lot of players to sell. I've kept on to Wilfried Zaha, Gaeta, players like that to see what we can do and get a little bit money for them a little bit later. Of course, we can't win the Premier League right now. This season is all about building foundations for me, but we'll crack on to January. I've decided to make another addition to the midfield here. Gustavo Assunção, the Brazilian midfielder, 75 rated, 20 years of age, signing for £14 million. Keen to see how this guy grows, to be honest. But Gustavo is the only player we've brought in here in the January transfer window. Was trying to sell Wilfried Zaha, but it's not to be. We'll crack on and see how we finish season 1. Not that it really matters because we can't win. Oh, okay. We have been graced by the footballing gods. Our goal difference is the only thing that has stopped us from being relegated. We finish even on points with Sheffield United, 32 points. Exact same record, exact same goals for. But our defense has saved us from being relegated. That is a relief. And I mean, at the other end of the table, Tottenham have won the Premier League, which is how you know FIFA 21 is just unbelievably unrealistic. But anyways, season 1, a foundational year, brought in some quality Brazilian talent. Now it's time to keep on building. Kicking off season number 2, selling Maximilian Meyer. He's headed back to the Bundesliga, signing with Mönchengladbach for 13.5 mil. We have gone for a marquee addition to the defense, upgrading on Gary Cahill. It is Diego Carlos, signing from Sevilla for £51.5 million. Alexander Sorloth, the Norwegian striker, was on loan last season, but now we've sold him on a permanent basis, and I'm pretty happy that we managed to get £22.9 million for Willen's brother. One of the marquee signings for Crystal Palace in real life in this transfer window is Eberechi Eze, but the former QPR man is now a Valencia man, headed to La Liga for 27.1 mil. I'll take that. The bird may be extinct, but the right back is far from it. We have signed the Dodo for £14 million from Stade Reims. The big name player, this man is Crystal Palace, Wilfried Zaha, headed to La Liga, headed to the Yellow Submarine, Villarreal for £58.4 million. We can get some big name talent in now. I haven't gone crazy with the amount of money we've been given. I have decided to go and replace Wilfried Zaha. Definitely a downgrade for the short term, but I'm really interested to see how we can grow Martinelli across this season. The Brazilian winger signing from Arsenal for 17.6 mil. So there we go, lads, continuing to plug up holes in our starting 11. We've brought in 3 players, we've sold 4 big players, and the good thing is we still have a decent amount of coin on the side to spend and invest in January. So I have changed up the formation slightly. You'll see I've moved Asunsao, or however you pronunciate it, into defensive midfield. It is a very weird formation that would probably leave us incredibly exposed in real life, but we're only simulating here, and the AI isn't smart enough to figure that out. So our full starting 11 is Brazilian except for the goalkeeper. But as you'll see in a second, I've shortlisted some players. Brazilian goalkeepers are a rarity at the moment. So the two names that I have on my shortlist for Brazilian goalkeepers, Alisson and Edison. I want to get one of these guys at some point. Potentially we might be able to afford one of them in January if we're able to sell on some talent, but we'll see what happens anyways. So here we are in January, early January, and I have decided to change direction. I have decided to bring in Wendell instead of going for a goalkeeper. Could not afford to go for Alisson or Edison. So we've gone for the Brazilian midfielder, Wendell from Napoli, 64.7 mil, a big addition. So Wendell, the only signing for this transfer window, but my God, he's already going to be an insane player for our starting 11. We couldn't have been eligible to win the Premier League and complete the challenge here in Season 2 because we still had Gaeta in between the sticks, but it is very encouraging to me to see that we are starting to make some serious progress from one spot above relegation to a Europa League spot. We have finished in 6th position here with Crystal Palace. I tell you what, this Vinicius guy is growing like an absolute madman. +5 overall this season, up to an 87. Where has this come from? My word. But there we go, lads. That is season number 2 done and dusted. If we get ourselves a new goalkeeper for season 3, we'll be eligible to win this challenge. So I'm going to make that priority number 1. Since we brought in Wendell, Gustavo became a bench player here. And when Tottenham offered £70 million for him, there was no way in the world I was rejecting that. So Gustavo Asunsao is headed to White Hart Lane, headed to Tottenham. And that has meant that we are now able to go and sign ourselves a Brazilian shot stopper. It is Edison joining the squad here. We have signed the Brazilian for a monster fee, £120 million. I told you guys it would be a big spend when we went for a goalkeeper, but that now makes us eligible. Edison Morales, welcome to Crystal Palace. So not as busy a window as we've come used to expecting. Edison in, Asunso out. It's the move we needed. Let's go check out our full Brazilian starting 11. So there you go, lads. Certain players continuing to grow. I honestly don't think our squad's at the point yet where we can challenge for the Premier League title. Gonna need players like Martinelli, Paqueta, Dodo, Tete, all of them to grow throughout this season and have an absolute blinder. But we'll suss out how we go. Also, I have decided not to sign any players here in the January transfer window. Want to keep letting these players grow, have a good run at the title this season, and then suss out moving forward, dependent on what happens. Also, I forgot to give you guys a little update on how the Premier League was going at the start of January, but we are definitely in the title race more than I expected. With 13 games to go, we're only 6 points away from the title, so fingers crossed we can turn some of those draws into wins and complete this challenge in our first season of eligibility and our 3rd overall. Okay, that's a reality check. We have dropped down a spot here in the second half of the season and have finished season 3 with Crystal Palace in 5th position. Also, we made it to the Europa League final against Atletico Madrid, where we only lost 1-0. We're actually not too bad of a side now. But anyways, that is season 3 done with Brazil FC. Need to crack on with the Eagles here and get them the title in season 4, please. All right, we're going to make a monster addition to our midfield here to kick off season number 4, turning all of our attention to a title run to try completing this challenge. It is Arthur, the Brazilian midfielder, signing from Juventus for £102 million. And yeah, he's the only signing we've made this window. We have busted our entire transfer budget on this midfielder, Arthur, but he's going to be such a useful addition to the side. I'll go show you the side now. and show you what we're working with to get Random McRando that Premier League title. So as you guys can see, the growth of this squad has been astonishing. I've started to work out among doing a few rebuilds and a few challenge videos like this and a few career modes in FIFA 21 that if you can get good form, good morale, and good sharpness all going, your players just develop like absolute crazy. I mean, Vinicius, 91 overall. Martinelli, already up to an 85. It's ridiculous. I love it. I absolutely love it. I need players though like Luis Felipe here in season number 4 to really step up and grow. Okay lads, here we are. The 1st of January. We're in a worse position technically than we were in season number 3. We are, what, 9 points off the Premier League title. And, I mean, I'm not stoked about that. I would have loved to be virtually in the lead at the halfway point here. We're in 3rd, but we've got a lot of work to do in the remaining 17 games. Okay, lads, here we are at the end of season number 4. Now, before we go and take a look at the Premier League table, we're going to look around the other competitions. And, lads, we won the FA Cup with Crystal Palace. No longer is the curse of Alan Pardew doing the dance against Manchester United in the memories of Palace fans, because we have wiped that clear and have lifted the FA Cup. We also managed to win the Europa League this season. Okay, let's go. All right, lads, the moment of truth. We're going to scroll up the Premier League table. Everton and Arsenal almost relegated, which would have been quite funny, but we have completed it here. That's actually, what? That's actually an insane turnaround. We were 9 points behind City on the 21 game mark, and now we have finished 9 points clear of them. We must have gone virtually undefeated in the second half of the season here. But lads, we've done it. We've completed the Random Nation Challenge with Crystal Palace. I mean, look at that crap. Vinicius has grown 5 overall this season, has scored 37 goals, and is now 95 rated. Wesley got 29, Martinelli got 23. That is unreal. I love that. So lads, there it is. That is the Brazilian side that has won the Premier League title with Crystal Palace. Lads, if you enjoyed this challenge video, make sure you leave a like on the video. Also, if you have any other suggestions on FIFA 21 challenges you would love for me to see, feel more than free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. But if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here. But most importantly, fellas, I hope you have a fantastic day. It has been Jared HD here. I'm out.